Hey guys, just to let you know that the Geeks and Geekettes podcast is now moving over to Rui's channel. So it has been a couple of weeks since we uploaded a podcast, so in the future it's going to be very sporadic in terms of when we're going to be uploading podcasts. We've just been having trouble finding the time lately. We're all very flat chat. Laura's been very flat chat. But we're also going to be bringing on new guests, whether it be cosplay from the cosplay world or the artistic world. Yeah. So that's going to be pretty cool, man. We've got some new stuff happening.
So what's going to happen is there's going to be some episodes where it's either going to be just me or Chris, or me with another guest, or Chris with another guest. It's going to be a bit weird. Also, due to camera problems, not problems, but we're going to try and do more just audio stuff. I'm going to have a splash screen and stuff for the thing, but when we can, we'll do video. But to make things easier for us and more accessible for you guys, it's going to be audio only for the most part.
Brilliant. Cool.
That's it.
That's it. Cool beans, man. What is happening, my fellow geeks and geekettes? Welcome to the very first audio version of Geeks and Geekettes. I am joined by, what did I call you? Radical Rui?
You call me a lot of things. Mostly,
it's not nice.
Mostly bad stuff.
I mean it with love.
I know. I take it with love.
How are you, man?
Good, good. How are you?
Good, good. Now, we were discussing before we started recording what we're going to talk about today, and it's something very interesting that you get a lot of questions about. I get a lot of questions about. Laura does. A lot of cosplayers and artists in general. How to start up a social media thing.
Yeah.
So, obviously, we're talking about all platforms.
Yeah.
Not just Instagram, but, you know, YouTube, Facebook, and now Vero.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know much about it.
Yeah, me neither. I don't want to talk shit about it, but I just don't know much about it yet. And
yeah.
Instagram's been around for so long that it's like a staple.
Well, it is. Look, Instagram's definitely here to stay, but all of a sudden, just this hype with Vero, and everyone's sort of, you know, crossing over, jumping ship.
Thanks to Badge.
Yeah.
let's mention Badge.
I've never seen so many Vero and Bitcoin posts or stories in one hit. But yeah, so
he crashed the server.
Are you serious?
Yeah, all the cosplayers started moving because of Badge's movement, and he crashed the server. He crashed Vero.
I would frame that. It's just code. He just frames the code.
I saw his Instagram story, and he was so proud. I love it.
My God. Okay, so for example, like, what are the main questions you get asked? Obviously, how to start it, but is it how to gain followers, like how to with content?
Pretty much all of that. But I think what's interesting about this is that it's two. Like, I find that artists and cosplayers are two different social media, like, ways to approach social media.
Of course.
And I think it's great that we're both talking about it and bouncing off each other, because it's with cosplay stuff, you've got the cosplays that you're working on, and you update cosplays, and then you upload shoots. With artists, it's kind of like the stuff that you do where you're showing updates of your cosplay is kind of like small sketches for artists.
Yeah, that's it.
And then the final reveal is like those big artworks that artists have been working on.
Say, for example, like for me, if I, you know, distress whether something, or had something 3D printed, or it's casting something, and then for you it's the rough sketch, yeah, the hard edges, and then colouring,
the ideas of like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Like, it's when it comes to YouTube, everyone asks, because a lot of young cosplayers will message me and be like, you know, I want to start a channel, you know, where do I start? Is there something I should start with in particular? And it's always the same thing, just start. Just get that traction going. And with your first video, treat it as if it's your 3,000th video in terms of quality.
Yeah.
I cringe. And obviously, my first cosplay Chris video was my channel trailer. But before that, it was all the Freddy Glove stuff.
Oh, you did the channel trailer first? I still don't have a channel trailer.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I'm like, I should have a channel trailer, even though I've got no other content ahead of me.
That's good.
Yeah, so I had the channel trailer up for, I think, 2 weeks before I put up my first proper video, which was the review of The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And that's
right, and you were like...
That's when...
Electro, weren't you?
Yeah, it was Electro. When I used After Effects, I was so proud of myself. It took me like a week. I was so proud of myself. But I had everything on a teleprompter app on my phone.
No way.
Yeah, that I mount. So I pre-write everything. Everything was scripted.
I do too. Mostly like the unspoken tutorials, they're completely scripted.
Really?
Yeah, I have to because
Would have picked it.
Because it's I write it very candidly, and it's in because I'm terrible with memorizing or like I'm alright with memorizing lines, but
You're like me. When you finish, you're like, I should have said this. I should have said that.
yeah, but I find that I wing it as so.
Yep.
The script, so to speak, says something, and then I say something along the lines of that. I don't necessarily, depending on how the conversation is going. But I do the old school way: type it on Notepad and print it out and stick it on the tripod.
Oh wow! See, because I don't want to give the illusion that I'm reading lines, but I mount my phone just like on top of the lens so it wouldn't look too obvious, and then I'd hit the teleprompter app to go, and there'd be times where I'd stuff up or mumble words. I have to stop the camera, stop the app, scroll the app back to the teleprompter, back to a couple of sentences beforehand. The more I looked at it, I realized I sounded too much like a newsreader. So after X amount of videos, I'm like, you know what? Bugger it, I'm just going to speak my mind, and it's so much easier.
Oh, yeah.
Granted, there are times where, if you ever watch like my raw footage, there'll be times where there's like 20 seconds of dead audio and video, of course, because I'm just gathering my thoughts on what to say next.
Yeah.
And then I'll just go back into it again.
That's exactly what happens with story time. When I do my stories, because I'm starting to put stories into, it's not scripted, but I write it in dot points because I want a structure to the story.
Yeah.
But the rest is just winging it because I feel like if you're telling a story, I kind of want it to feel like if I'm just telling you a story about what happened, but it still needs to be quality,
So you're saying like you'll jot down dot points and then expand upon each one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that now and then, especially with movie reviews, because I'm hopeless at movie reviews. But if it's a big
You're
deal,
great. What are you talking about?
oh dude, look, it's
You analyze it from like a props perspective and
yeah. I always talk about the costumes, but
not a lot of people do that.
Yeah, that's true. Like you look at Chris Stuckman, Jeremy Johns, and Flick Pick on
They always
YouTube.
talk about cinematography and the directing because they themselves they really enjoy acting like directors. They're directors themselves. Their vision is directing, but yours is prop and costume and world building.
That's it.
And I feel like not a lot of reviews do it, so that's why I enjoy your reviews because it gives a different look into a movie. It's like not all the same sort of. It's a different perspective on the movie.
So that's maybe you should start doing because of the art direction and the visuals, because being an artist, you'd have a flair for that. I got a flair for the costumes, and obviously the boys have a flair for the celluloid film side of things. So I do jot down dot points when I do movie reviews or stuff that's very in depth, and I have a feeling I'd forget something if it was off the top of my head. And usually when I'm editing, I'm like, oh my god, I should have said this, I should have said that.
I've had that with reviews too.
It's painful, and usually they're really key points as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like getting back to starting up a social media account.
Actually, 1 second before that, I find there's something happening with YouTube which I personally don't like.
What's that?
And it's YouTube is preferring quantity over quality.
I thought it was changed now. I was under the impression that they were going for quality over quantity now.
If they are, they should change like algorithms and all that because...
Don't get me started on algorithms.
Man. like YouTube channels that take like a week, like say, if you didn't have the other stuff in between, like updates and all that, if you just showed videos of like your completed cosplay, YouTube would punish you a bit for it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely get a feeling sometimes when I upload a video and put my heart and soul into it. If it's a big, say, custom collectible, or it's wrapping up a cosplay like that I've done a series on and I've really given it my all, I find that the traffic isn't near as much as a video I didn't put much effort into.
It always happens that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Like custom collectibles that I've taken me a week or a week and a half to do, and then with editing 2 weeks total. And then that Colt M1911 that I painted up for the Nightmare Batman. That took me a day, another day to edit. So it was 2 days total, and it wasn't full on. That's got nearly 4 million views.
It's crazy, isn't it?
You can't pick this stuff.
No.
You just upload and hope for the best.
It's the same. That's actually, you know what? That leads us back to Instagram, because that's the same thing with Instagrams, I find. Some of the posts that I put up of like a rough sketch, and then I put up the final artwork, the rough sketch gets more traffic.
And there'll be instances where there's photos that have been sitting in your gallery on your phone for maybe a year, and you're like, I got nothing to upload, I'll just upload this. And then smash! Like a day later, you've got like thousands of likes, and you're like, how does this work?
I think basically what we're trying to say is that don't pay too much attention.
No. Don't expect a blockbuster every time.
Yeah.
Just upload it because you want to.
Yeah.
And do it because it's your jam.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's something that I've been, because for a while before I like plateaued on my followers, I was obsessed with followers, and I was like, yeah,
we all get obsessed with followers.
But I found that like stop like just focusing on the audience that you have and the fans that you have and paying attention to them and building up like a relationship with them and not caring about the followers and actually enjoying the stuff that you put out.
Yeah.
Because I find a lot of people on social media, when they start obsessing about followers, they start posting, like, for lack of a better word, trash posts.
Yeah, or like throwaway stuff.
Just for the sake of getting likes and follows. And I think it kind of destroys a bit of the creativity of Instagram.
It does, and it also takes away with what you set out to achieve in the first place. I've plateaued at the moment on Instagram, but I don't see Instagram as the be-all, end-all. I like it. My mum put this really perfectly about Instagram. It's a very quiet place as opposed to Facebook.
Yeah.
You know, you put a post up on... If I post something on Instagram, usually a day or so later, I'll post it on Facebook. And the comments on Facebook, I found, are just brutal. And then on Instagram, everyone's sweet. Everyone's a lot more gentle on Instagram.
And it's chill. It's like people just look at the post, double tap, move on.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Like now and then you'll get the odd bit of scrutiny here and there. But
sleeves are too long.
Oh, Sleevegate 2018. Oh man,
guys, enough with the suit, please. Yeah. I'm gonna say this on behalf of Chris. Let it go, guys.
Please,
he'll fix it up. Just take it easy.
Yeah, so I can get some sleep at night.
Give him some faith, man.
Yeah. Oh look, it's what you and I do is so subjective. Everyone's got entitled to their opinion.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But I'm not Ironhead Studios.
Exactly.
You're not Pablo Picasso.
Or Boss Logic.
Yeah, you're not. But it's amazing to see what you come up with. So
I try to be as creative as possible. Like, I think you guys have to think of this when you're creating a social media or a YouTube. You're in like this gigantic pool of people trying to do the exact same thing that you're doing. So your job isn't to put stuff out and get as many followers. Your job is to stand out.
Be different.
Exactly. You're supposed to be unique, and that's how you'll get followers. You're not going to get followers from posting the same stuff that everyone else is posting. So just be you. Have fun with the stuff, because there's one thing, like, you can replicate so many things with an artwork or a post or a cosplay, but you can't replicate having fun with it.
No,
and people know when you have fun with it and when you don't. They just sense it. They can tell. People
see that you're into it and you're all over it. It's
passion attracts passion.
That's it. It's inspiring for them.
Yeah.
That's why, like, perfect example. We're recording this at Rui's at the moment. I brought over my Casey Jones denim sleeveless jacket. So I'm doing a Casey Jones cosplay, and on the back of it, I drew in graffiti art, "Mikey was here." And before I left my place to come over to Rui's, I thought I'd love Rui to do an artwork of something on the jacket somewhere, and I brought the jacket over, and I even showed him. I wrote Casey Jones on the inside like Casey Jones would have, like it's his property.
Yeah.
And it's kind of that building the character whilst you build the cosplay.
Because you're passionate about it. That's
like, it.
You're exactly. You know what I figured out about you? You're a storyteller through cosplay.
That was so deep. It's true.
Think about it.
It's true.
Like every cosplay that you do
tells a story.
Like
Yeah.
through the, and that's exactly what I try to put through my artworks too. And I think a lot of people are storytellers in a way, especially with cosplay and stuff. Like,
Absolutely.
well, the ones that stand out, like I think that's the main thing that you stand out of is you're a storyteller through cosplay, and you create your own cosplays and add stories to it.
Yeah.
Like you look at one of your costumes, and you're not just like, oh, that's a pirate version of Batman. You look at the costume and you go, wow, that's a scar from this encounter, and wow, he's holding like a talisman or something from this other adventure. And you just try to create the world around the costume, and I think that's brilliant.
It's like because as you know, Laura's doing Punk Harley at the moment.
Yeah,
she's delved so deep into the character. It's crazy. Like we were at the gym the other day, and she was between sets busy away on her phone on her music app on the iPhone. I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, I'm creating a playlist for what Punk Harley would listen to. I'm like, that's genius. It was like Kiss and like all grungy stuff, and then she's like the stuff that I'm not giving too much away on. I don't want to do that not on her behalf, but the stuff that she's sourcing to put on the costume that I've seen is just like she's really getting into this character, and it's storytelling.
That's a funny
Seriously,
thing.
like you're making up a story for this character that hasn't been told or seen before.
Exactly.
And it's so much fun. You don't have any expectations. There's nothing that you have to compare it to. There's no template, and it's the exact same with your artwork.
I do. I create playlists and I play music that I want the vibe of the artwork to be.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think that's super important to basically surround yourself in the vibe and the atmosphere that you want to create for your artwork or your cosplay. And I think Laura's doing great. And something about Chris, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Chris trains as the character.
Yeah, I do.
I've seen him do it with Nathan Drake. I've seen him do it with Batman, and now he's doing it with Casey Jones. And I think that's like next level cosplay.
Yeah, man.
Like, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like with Drake, it was a lot of body weight stuff because he's a very he's not muscular.
I remember you saying like a lot of pull-ups.
A lot of pull-ups, dips, anything that was body weight, but also trying to keep that mass on. With Casey Jones, it's a lot of fast-moving stuff.
Oh, you're doing hit workouts.
Trying to battle rope stuff, keeping the rest time to a minimum. So I'm burning a lot of fat. You look at I don't know how to pronounce his surname, Elias Cotes, who played Casey in the 1990 film. He's very lean, but he's still very muscular. It's like the hardest thing to balance out. And then actually with Red Hood, I tried to put a bit of bulk on with that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I tried to.
You did.
Yeah.
You were a machine. Guys, we have a special guest on today with the podcast. We've got Chris's arms in the building.
They had trouble getting through the metal detector. I had to get frisked for weapons.
I frisked him on the way in.
Oh, man.
People are going to... this audio podcast is... Yeah, this is why we need Laura sometimes.
She's like, break it up, gents. For God's sakes. Keep it PG, would you?
Yeah, like for the Killmonger, if people follow me on Instagram, I posted a Killmonger artwork. That was all like the Black Panther soundtrack playing in my head, but the specific ones that relate to Killmonger along with some other like hard rap.
Yeah.
So that was... I wanted to give like this pop look, like hip hop look to the artwork with like all the bright colors and attitude.
It reminded me of, I don't know if there's an actual name for it. It's very big in the 80s and 90s, I think, where people would have like just say an artwork, just say you had like Freddy, but they had 4 different prints of it together.
Different colors.
Yeah.
It's like the Andy Warhol effect.
That's it, Andy Warhol. That's it. It kind of reminded me you could totally do that with your Killmonger.
Yeah. Well, I only did that because I couldn't decide on the color scheme, so I was like, all of them.
Why not?
Yeah. No.
Why not have both?
I posted it on Instagram, by the way. That was like one of my most popular posts.
Because you posted it at the perfect time, because Black Panther just came
out. And the rough sketch with all the colors, everyone like had their own opinions on. Like, I love that. I love it when like people get together and they start talking about what, like, they start engaging in something that you put out. It's like, you didn't just put something out that someone goes, oh, cool. You put something out that people like to talk about and discuss. And I think that's
like one of the best things about what we do is creating that community that people talk to each other about. And I think that's a pretty good segue to social media and creating a community.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's one of the most important things that you do, especially.
Yeah.
Because I see it every time I go to a convention, is you engage with your fans.
Oh, look, I don't see it. Like I still remember when it first kind of hit me that I'd not tapped into something, but I definitely had an impact on some people. I was at Oz Comic Con 2016, I think, at the end of the year, and I was Nightmare Batman, and this kid came up to me and he was shaking because he was meeting me. And
surprisingly, I've had that too.
But at the same time, you're like, I don't want you to be like that. I just
Yeah,
want you to
exactly.
just. It's fine. Like you and I, we're just guys.
Yeah.
You know, one puts
Passionate about geeky stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, this man draws stuff. I put dirt and shoe polish on stuff. Like, we're just a couple of blokes. So, but look, it is very cool and humbling to see that, and especially when you inspire people. Like, you know, I've seen people do Red Hood cosplays similar to mine, and you know, expanding upon the pirate DC universe.
How crazy is it that
Yeah,
like,
man.
people are creating
Yeah.
like characters in your universe based off your cosplay? That's what I mean with the world building. When you do the cosplays and stuff, you create that. You inspire people.
That's it.
You create such a great vision of. You created such a great vision of Pirate Batman that you can see everyone else in the lineup.
It automatically just, they all fall into place.
Exactly.
And that's why I was so like chuffed when Laura's like, I want to do Pirate Catwoman, and you know, she brutally killed that character to a T. It was just great. So and then a cosplay friend of ours, Billy, he did Pirate Robin.
I saw.
Yeah. You saw he got me the telescope and everything, gave it to me at the convention, which was great.
That was a crazy convention. I was Comic
That
Con
was nuts.
2017.
That was nuts, man. That, like your store was like home base. It was just
That was so much fun, but this year I've got 2 tables to prepare for it.
You've learnt your lesson.
I know.
Sorry about that.
No, it's out of
Well, it's good because you're pumping out more artwork and you
Yeah.
need the space. I
Yeah.
remember at RTX, you're like, yeah, I need more space.
Yeah. RTX was interesting. It wasn't Supernova or Oz Comic Con.
I loved it, and Laura, I speak on behalf of Laura because she said the same thing. It was just great to just hang out of cosplay and just like we
walk around.
Yeah, we met fans. It was great, but it was nice. It was just to hang out. Nice to hang out with you guys. So and just have a wander around. But yeah, it wasn't as intense as Supernova. Or
Yeah,
Oz
we
Comic
went,
Con.
and also we weren't as mentally unstable as we were.
That's it. That's
Comic.
exactly right. We were like by the end, we were like
playing an ocarina and a ukulele at the same time while screaming
with cocktails and everything.
Oh no!
It's the funniest thing ever.
I love conventions, and I love meeting all the fans and stuff. And like you said, with inspiring stuff, fans have started drawing my artworks.
The Jim Gordon. Yeah.
And a couple of other ones, the Pirate Batman one.
Yep.
That gets me like a bit emotional because it's like something that I used to do. I used to look at artworks online. I used to copy them because I really enjoyed what the artist created. And now to know that cycle's gone full circle and people are doing it to my artwork, it just shows that I'm going in the right direction. Yeah.
Well, that's it. You'll appreciate this story, and I haven't made it public. And it's not
We
that
got
I
a scoop, guys.
Yeah, we got the scoop going in. So, as you know, I started out building Freddy Krueger gloves when I was 12 or 13, you know, and then progressed. You know, you do your research, you find the original materials, original leather gloves that they use and everything, and, you know, you refine your templates. And at one point, I was, you know, regarded as one of the top glove builders in the community, so I cornered that market. And then after a while, I just hung it up, you know. I left my mark, and I love building, but at the same time, it got really repetitive. So my main mentor was a gentleman by the name of Travis Cowsill, and he had a glove business called Crew Gear, which is pretty cool. Freddy Krueger and his gear, Crew Gear.
Oh, that's cool.
So he was one of the originals that started making gloves and selling them online.
Yeah.
And he actually worked on the 5th Nightmare on Elm Street when he was 17 years old.
Wow.
as a stagehand. So he helped New Line move in the sound stages, and he found Ryan Effner, who built the gloves for part 5 and 6, on the set, and he goes, I just want to see the gloves. So he took him down to the effects lab, pulled out this cardboard box, and they had all the gloves, like stunt ones, the hero ones, everything, like special mechanical gloves, or like ones they rig up to a car battery for sparks.
That's crazy.
And anyway, I messaged him when I was 13 years old. I think I was in year 8. And I said, this is the stupidest thing you ever should say to a glove maker. I'm like, can I have your templates? And he was so sweet. He replied back. He goes, look, you know, each glove maker holds their templates close to their heart. I can't just give you them. I hope you understand. I go, at the time, I'm like, oh, why? And then my dad's like, you're an idiot. Like, so fast forward to 2013, and I met Travis in New York.
And he asked you for your...
He rolled me for my template. And by that stage, he had retired from glove building. Now, if you saw a Kruger glove on eBay, they went for about $1,000.
Whoa.
So it's like the Andy Warhol,
Yeah.
like the Picasso of gloves. So, you know, we've stayed in touch. He now runs Hero Hair, the cosplay.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that.
Him and his partner, Aaron, they've got a great thing going. So, halfway through last year, it took me a year to ask him. I mustered up the courage. And I go, would you come out of retirement for one more glove for me? You know, as my mentor, what do you say? And I wanted the glove from the 6th Elm Street.
Yeah.
You know, I've got my template glove from part 1. That's my $1,000 glove. And I want one from part 6 from Travis, because he nailed the part 6. And he goes, yeah, I'll do it.
Oh,
Do it for free.
what?
Yeah, he's doing it for free. So I sourced an original vintage Wells Lamont 1178 leather glove, which is the same brand and style of glove they used on that one.
Yeah.
It smells like grandpa and leather. It cost me $80 for one. So I've sent that over to him, and over the next couple of months, he's going to build me the ultimate part 6.
What?
Yeah, man. It's a big deal. Like, for me, it's like whoever inspired you to start drawing, it's like them drawing something for you, a one-off.
Oh man, that's like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, but he's passed away.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
So it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But one thing that I was like, man, I need this, and I actually bet on it. It was Empire Strikes Back original storyboards.
Oh, dude, like you go to the prop store, they're everywhere.
No, those are replicas.
What?
I'm talking
Really?
about original ones.
I thought that, like, cause
Oh, the ones at the prop store, the website.
yeah,
That's where I bet on it, and they're all sold out. They're gone.
Oh, I thought.
They went for thousands, man.
Oh, right, because I see they have a lot of concept art and storyboards
Yeah, like
framed.
little notes. Yeah, they're
But-
originals.
Okay, but I see a lot of stuff from Raiders.
Yeah,
But they sell so quick.
yeah.
And like little pieces of the Death Star from the miniature. Oh, imagine that in a shadow box. But I love.
I have to control myself every time I.
Yeah, that's why I dropped the ball on that animation cell from the Simpsons episode Lemon of Troy.
Oh yeah,
Where Bart, it's the very first shot. You know the Lemon Tree episode with Shelbyville.
I think so. Oh yes.
Yeah, so it's the very first shot when after the credits roll and Bart's on his skateboard before he spots the wet cement, and it's that cell, animation cell. And what I love about it is it was all hand painted, each frame, you know.
Wow.
So, and that was signed by Nancy Cartwright, who voiced Bart. So that's,
You've got it signed too.
Yeah, it came signed. There was a time where 20th Century Fox would release the cells, and they get the actors, the voice actors, like Dan Castellaneta.
Yeah.
There's a cell of Homer in the boxing ring versus Dredrick Tatum.
Oh, nice.
Which is so cool. So yeah, that's my crown jewel. There is.
What's my crown jewel? Oh, I've got that the
Wolverine
Wolverine comic signed by Hugh Jackman when he was promoting
And you had him sign that in person.
Logan. Yeah.
That's even more special.
And the comic is old Wolverine lying down on the floor, and it's called Wolverine: The End. So.
And I love that the Logan poster.
That is by one of my favorite artists that I
great
can't
poster.
remember the name, but he did the IMAX poster. If you guys are wondering what poster we're talking about, if you just search up Logan IMAX poster, you'll see it. It's like this hand drawn. It's hand drawn.
It's
pencil work.
It's beautiful.
And he scanned it and he turned it in and put the digital colors in. It was like I'm such a nerd for posters. It's insane.
I'm a sucker for the old school like Star Wars, Raiders, even Nightmare on Elm Street, all hand painted, drawn.
I love anything Mondo Posters puts out.
Yeah.
It's like they get a specific artist to draw a poster. If I had a studio, it'd just be covered in posters.
Same. I love tracking down, like I tracked down the original day bill. Like a day bill is the way the poster's framed, and they're mostly printed in Australia.
Yeah.
For when a movie comes out. So I've got a day bill for the original and the 6th Nightmare on Elm Street. So that's why when Travis's glove gets here, I'm going to display my Part 1 and Part 6 glove with the posters.
Oh, nice.
So I just realized we went off on a massive tangent just there.
Yeah, that was.
So, okay, I'm going to give my my final like thoughts on like starting a social media. I can't stress enough, do it because you want to do it. Don't do it to follow a crowd. It's to make money or just for the whole fame thing.
Yeah.
You do it because you're passionate about something and you want to share it with the world.
Let's face it. If you put all that passion stuff, you will get something out of it.
Oh look, it'll come later.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for it.
Same.
But that's the thing. You know, we do it because we love it. You know, I took a 3/4 pay cut from one of the most secure companies in Australia, Qantas, to do this. So, and it got to the point where people at Qantas, before it got made redundant, they're like, "Why are you still here? Like, this isn't what you want to do." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but I need."
That's the same thing that I'm going through with security. Like, I hate it with a passion, but it allows me to do this.
It funds the hobby.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which eventually I want the hobby to become a career.
That's it. But you'd never make it a chore.
Never
Make it a chore. And that's another thing with social media. Don't make it a chore. Don't feel like you have to upload a photo for the sake of uploading a photo or a video.
Exactly.
Do it when the time's right and you're keen to do it.
But I think it is healthy to have a schedule and a routine on what you post, but like combine it with what Chris just said. Never force yourself. So if you have a schedule, for example, I have a schedule. So Mondays I post like crossover artworks, and then the next day is like a realistic pencil, and then I plan it out like that. So like most of the days I've got something to post, but not at any point do I go, I have to draw something for Instagram.
Yep.
Because that's the completely wrong way to do it.
That's when you're going to do a crook job too.
Exactly.
Your heart's not going to be in it. I've had people ask me to make gloves for them, Freddy gloves, and I'm up front. I'm like, look, my heart is not in it in terms of building. I adore the gloves, but I can't, in good conscience, build one for you because I don't feel it's going to be my best glove.
That's perfect. I think that's what people. I think people should understand when they do that. When other people do that, like only until now I've opened up. Like I think yesterday I opened up commissions, but only for portrait work.
Yeah, I saw that. Look, it's another great outlet. It's another great way for, I wouldn't say exposure, but it's great for business for you. And but
I never really, the reason why I didn't have commissions earlier was because I never really felt comfortable.
Fair enough.
Because if someone asks me to draw something that I'm not passionate about, it's not going to come out the way I feel like I should be getting paid for, you know?
Yeah, that's
like,
right.
I don't feel like I'm doing justice for the commission and obviously my reputation. So, which is why, like, now the commissions are only portrait work because I absolutely love doing all sorts of portraits like that Killmonger and the Vegeta that I put up.
Yeah, it's cool to do something new.
Yeah,
and then you get really keen to do it. You're like, oh, I'm
exactly,
so glad I did this. Or if you're doing a commission that for someone that you thought you'd never touch on in terms of a subject, or it's great to step back and be like, that's so. I never expect I would have.
Are you kidding me, dude? Like, I never expected to design cosplay like stuff, and I think I've designed about 3 or 4 different cosplay things. Like, some guy asked me to combine Punisher and Spider-Man.
He messaged me the other day.
Oh, really?
Dave.
Yeah.
He asked me for the charity thing as well, that charity costume or something he's got going on. But yeah, he hit
charity costume.
Yeah, something in his design. But yeah, he told me about how you designed the Punisher crossover thing.
Yeah,
and it looked brilliant.
I had a lot of fun with that one. Yeah. And Badge has asked me to design Cyborg Superman, which still need to do.
You've designed my Red Hood helmet, and look how big of an inspiration. Like that's gone on to.
That was one of my favorite things to draw.
That was fun.
That was you basically going go nuts.
Well, that's the thing, because that means I totally 110% trust you. It's just like, and that's why I'm trusting you with the Casey Jones jacket. I'm like, do your thing. I know it's going to be awesome. Because you're like me, you think about the character.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Like the whole the design for the Red Hood helmet. That was a very. I tried to make it completely different from anything that's been done before, and I went for a very organic look. And when I made it, I was like, look, Chris, I know it's not going to be. It's probably not going to be possible to get all this stuff because I had some wacky shit.
Oh yeah,
on
but
the
so
helmet.
that's the thing. I wanted you for the concept.
Yeah,
like, it's the seed.
Yeah, exactly. And then the 3D modeler, he brought it back, and then it's what you guys see today, and that's like you're super proud of it, and I'm super proud of it. It's like
yeah, absolutely.
Every time I look at it, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I remember when you finally got to see the helmet up close at Oz Comic Con.
I took that photo, didn't I?
You're like, this is mine now.
That's right. Yeah. I took that photo. You know that photo of me like smiling, like
precious,
like crazy. Someone drew that.
Really?
Yeah, but they turned me into the Joker. It was so cool.
You did have like that crazy look in your eye.
Oh, fun fact! I was originally going to do Pirate Joker instead of Pirate Nightwing.
Yeah, that's right, with the dreadlocks and everything.
That was too difficult.
That fight scene on the beach. That would have been fun. That would have been fun though. But I'm keen, a little bit like the more I think about it now, you're Pirate Nightwing through and through.
Oh, guys, Chris has seen the design. No one else has seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Actually, no, Cam has seen it.
Oh, has Cam seen it?
Cam's seen it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Cam's another good pair of eyes to look over.
Dude, like his Instagram story, like he goes like all out.
His Robin suit is looking phenomenal.
I know, like I've seen it. And
it's like Ironhead Studios good.
He goes like that extra mile. I think that's what you need to stand out. So guys, be unique, be yourself, because that's
don't be a sheep. Please don't be a sheep. And
don't plagiarize.
That's it. Do it for you. And the your crew, your crowd, your followers will come.
Yeah.
Like you'll find your following. You'll find your core group. And just listen to them.
I think I posted something ages ago on my Instagram story where I said, "There's a secret to creating art. It's draw what you love, but also love what you draw." And
I love that.
I think that's the same thing for like cosplay and stuff, because
for anything.
Yeah. I think actually, take that with you guys when you guys are creating artworks or creating cosplay. Just remember that the first person that has to like it is you.
That's it. Because if you don't like it, your audience is gonna notice it straight away.
Then you'll find out.
Yep, that's it.
I've learned that the hard way.
We all have, absolutely. We all like. There have been things that I've made and stuff that I, full of regret, or it's just, why did I even do that?
Oh yeah, like I've chased the trends and just for the sake of.
We all have, but that's the thing.
Exposure. I hate that word, exposure.
It's
as an artist, you'll come to hate that word.
It's true, but like if you're not failing, you're not doing it right. Like it's
100%. Like
I fail all the time.
Oh, dude, like that monkey artwork. That's the monkey artwork that I posted on Instagram is in the corner there. Like you can see about like 10 failures on it.
But still, like when Rui showed me it, it's completed and it looks perfect, and you don't think about the trial and error that obviously goes into that or anything. People just see the end result and they're like, easy. I'm like,
they either resonate with it or they don't.
Yeah,
and that's not your issue.
No,
your issue is that if you resonate with it,
Yeah, that's it. It's all subjective.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's my best piece of advice, and we both have the similar.
I think we did all right.
Yeah, we did very well.
We're mentors now.
Yeah.
Guys, welcome to the masterclass of creating social media.
Class is paying 101. Your instructor is Casey Jones. I'm getting way too deep into this character.
Do it. I want you to go all
I just start belting you over the head with the bat. Just got the audio.
have the anger issues.
I'm just like, we're experiencing technical difficulties. Rui's just stepped out for a bit.
I'm gonna start acting like Raphael just so we can fight.
Well, you're gonna get a trench coat and a fedora.
Yeah. I'm gonna hunt you down, dude.
Oh man.
Oh, so this podcast is like, I'm sure you guys saw the start of this podcast, but we're gonna say it again. It's moving on to my channel for now, and we're gonna be doing some fun stuff with it. I'm gonna try and branch it out a bit more with audio.
Yep.
So we've got some exciting stuff happening in April when we go down to Melbourne.
So the good thing is with the audio, it makes it easier to pack up and go
100%.
places, and then it makes it easier to interview people.
Yeah, like if you guys saw in the previous podcast, I'd speak to a stranger named Danny behind the camera, and he'd basically get the camera. The camera would stop recording every 12 minutes, which is why sometimes you guys would see like a blank screen.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, technical difficulties, and that was just him pressing record again because the camera stops every 12 minutes, and that is just, it's too hard to coordinate. And going to the bar,
It's not practical.
as much as I love going to the bar, it takes a chunk out of your day.
And wallet.
And wallet, yeah. We buy a couple of drinks there.
Yeah, we get all the fancy craft beers.
Yeah, exactly. Mango beer. And
It's
great, huh?
But yeah,
So, yeah, head over to... So this is the final episode that will be on your channel, and then from now on, we move it to
your channel. So
mine.
I'm going to pop your channel link and everything in the video description.
Yep.
But yeah, and like Rui does some fantastic videos, very insightful, man.
Thank you.
You're like my spiritual guidance. You're like my shaman.
I'm your Ben Kenobi.
Yeah, you're my Puerto Rican shaman. It's brilliant. I love it.
I just picture myself in like all this travel gear going,
You're like my medicine man and everything.
I bring the spirit of Casey Jones and all the characters into you.
I summon
Lie
Jones.
down on like a stone tablet.
Start belting me with a cricket bat and a hockey stick. And I'm like, are you sure? And you're like, it's tradition.
It's tradition. Just take the pain, dude.
Yeah.
I just completely break character going, what are you crying about?
Stop crying.
You're hitting me.
Oh man, dude! Thank you so much for today. This
problem.
has been fun, even with the audio.
Yeah,
It's been
man.
great. Hopefully, like people who are building, drawing, creating, whatever. They
Oh yeah,
have
listen
on
to this in the background. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's honestly though with the video you don't really see much apart from our dumb heads laughing and just looking at each other and drinking beer. So you guys really aren't missing much without the video.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. We're in a very nice kitchen at the moment.
Don't tell them. We're at the bar.
Yeah, you just hear clink. You just hear your parents come in,
Yelling, hey, what's up? Oh shit.
It's like, oh, they were just the barkeeps.
Mom, I mean Andy.
Andy's a girl now?
He can be anything you want if you pay him right. No, I'm sorry, Andy.
What you say?
Alright guys.
Guys, thank you so much. I've got a brand new Captain Nomad video up this week, episode 2.
I think I'm just putting a time-lapse video up this week of the skull moon. And then next week I'm doing another unspoken tutorial
Beautiful.
on hard work.
Awesome. Dude, thank you so much as always. Guys, thank you so much as always for listening.
Listening now, yeah.
Yeah.
We're evolving.
We are evolving. We're Pokemon. We're evolving.
Exactly.
Man. Guys, take care of yourselves wherever you are in the world. And yeah, hopefully you learned something from today. If you have any questions, please post them below. And as always, we'll talk next time.
Alright guys, stay creative.
Oh, I like that.
So yeah.